Hi, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to us. This show is recorded on August 29th, 2023, and this is the Dave Emmons Strange Reality Show. And then I try to come and have shows uh, on Facebook and YouTube, Rumble, LinkedIn, Spotify, Daily Motion, all those, and also Twitter. And I try to get across most of the platforms as I can, but Facebook usually is my home. I guess my home here on Facebook, and I get a lot of views from my Facebook friends, and I really appreciate that ahead of time. Hope you enjoy this show. I know I've enjoyed talking to this man for the last hour, and we were a little late in recording, but it was so some of the stuff he shared and stuff he's going to share it with you through this interview, and I hope you enjoy it. Let us know in your comments, and also I think his name's Dr. Robert Shiepe, and he has an email that he will. I think he's going to give it out to everybody. Maybe I'll ask. We'll talk to him about that. Dr. Robert Shiepe, Los Angeles area. He's a pharmacist who has researched UFOs and aerial phenomenal, uh, paranormal, not phenomenal. He is phenomenal, let me tell you, but it's paranormal activity off the Southern California coast for 40 years. He's been doing this about almost same time as I have been. Just shows our age, Dr. Robert. But he is using spatial recording techniques. Shiepe has captured countless unexplained events, which will be shared and interpreted. Uh, and he also, well, he videotapes a lot of UAPs, but there are these dragons, in which he's going to explain. He's going to have some pictures of them. UAP dragons over Pacific near shore west of LA. The purpose of this story treatment is to recognize Robert Shiepe and his photographic recordings of thousands of these objects flying near commercial and government aircraft, flying near LAX and the Marina Del Rey near Los Angeles. That's where he does a lot of recording. Shiepe is the discoverer and creator of a new subliminal photography that makes it possible to find and record these unknown fast-moving objects. I must say, Dr. Shiepe is also an inventor. He's invented a couple of. I'll let him talk about it if he wants to talk about that. But he's a self-made person, very creative and very honest, and his research has been really phenomenal. That's the word I wanted to use a while ago, and I stumbled on it. And everybody knows I stumble a little bit because of my glasses, my reading. It's not the same as it used to be. So I got good glasses too, but they still don't work, Dr. Robert. How's that happening? I don't know. Uh,
Uh, I've been looking into some new vision myself. It's new. It's not new technology. It's been around actually since 1960. It's called ICL, implantable contact lenses, ICL.
well,
But you may want to look into it. I'm going to get it done on my right eye. Um, Phenomenal.
yeah.
It's basically it's a contact, but it goes under the cornea. So
Hmm.
but yeah, your vision's always changing. It is what it is. It's one of those mysteries in life. Um, but I'll get it done and I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah.
It,
My left eye needs that. I think that's where I'm tripping up on words and also lines sometimes if it's small print. If it's bigger print font, then I'm fine. But most of this font's 10 and 12. I might be able to read 12, but people have heard me stumble on words, and that's the reason why I do it. It's almost like a characteristic of me already. So I also wanted to say that Dr. Robert Shiepe is going to be very interesting, but his friend Ron Anderson, call him the clown. He's the one who referred Dr. Shiepe to me. Ron Anderson's a great guy, and he's been around a lot of entertainers, Oprah, and he's been friends with a lot of people. And one of the biggest, I guess, friends, Ron Anderson, the clown, has obtained is he knows Dr. Robert Shiepe, and they know a mutual friend. The Godfather, as Ron Anderson would call him, Glenn Jacob Falkenstein. And I don't know if Dr. Robert wants to talk about that, but that's up to him. And I've seen a show that they sent me. He's a magician, a mind reader, and he's out of this world. That's the only thing I'll say. The shows are really great. I mean, he can talk about people's social security numbers and everything else. Dr. Robert Shiepe, welcome to the program. Do you have anything to say of what you're doing now, or anything to add to your bio, besides being
Uh,
a doctor of pharmacology and also an inventor? A
thank,
lot of work.
thank you. Thank you. That was a great introduction. I appreciate that, Dave. Thank you for allowing me to be here to speak with you and to your viewers. A little bit about my background. I was born and raised in Los Angeles. When I was 4 years old, I knew I was going to be a scientist. And when I was 10, I knew I'd be a pharmacist. That was it. I
Mm,
didn't, I never thought about anything else. I did exactly that. Briefly in 1986, I invented the first mail order pharmacy in the United States. If you know anything about mail order pharmacy, it's probably the biggest business almost in the world right now.
right.
It does 900 million a day just in America.
Wow.
900 million a day. So I planted that seed. I got that started. They told me in 1986 it was impossible. It cannot be done. I said, no, it can be done. Uh, and I had a couple of things going for me. The fax machine was just invented. UPS, next day delivery, was just invented. Um, New diseases, unfortunately, came along. Um, so I guess I was at the right place at the right time. So I did really well, and I told some friends about the mail order pharmacy business, and they did really well too. They're retired. They're living in Beverly Hills, and they're retired.
Mm. I know the VA. That's all they send medicines to you, and they're in
That
these plastic bags, whatever. But yeah, so I know the VA very well. I'm a combat veteran
yeah,
and Agent Orange uh,
agent.
recipient.
I get it. I follow. Um, and then a couple years ago, I got my first patent. It's a pill reminder. It's really ingenious too. I haven't had time to give it the attention it needs to promote it because I'm using all my time researching these UAPs. So let me let me share with your viewers what they want to hear.
Right.
Uh, I live in Marina Del Rey, Los Angeles. It's the Marina Del Rey is the largest marina in North America. We've got 5,000 boats here. Uh, a very affluent neighborhood. It generates more money for the city of Los Angeles than anywhere else. It's really an amazing place to live. It's nice to say the least. Um, and I've been here 31 years. Well, in 2017, something very unusual happened. And I'm going to tell everyone, I'm going to tell you 100 things. I'm going to make 100 statements. They're all going to seem impossible. I'm not trying to make this story hard to believe.
Mhm.
This is what went down. And I have all the video evidence to show you. Um, so in 2017, the Coast Guard and the Blackhawks flew into Marina Del Rey. They hovered for 4 or 5 hours, very low to the ground, which is very odd if you think about it. They did that every day for 14 days. So after 14 days, I said, what's going on here? This is kind of ridiculous. And I took out my camcorder. I started to record them. And that's when I noticed these small, uncatchable UAPs were flying around the helicopter. So people say to me, Robert, how did you ever figure this out? So technically, I didn't figure it out. The Army and the Coast Guard gave me a big clue. They were playing poker, they showed their cards. I looked at their cards and then I figured it out. So
Mm.
that's the truthful answer. So that was 2017, 6 years ago, and I've been recording. The government has never left, and they've been here over 15,000 times, still chasing these UAPs. And I've done 12,000 hours of research. I have over 4,000 videos. So I've done this for so long, I can predict where and when they will be and when they will show up. Extremely accurate at over 90% predictability.
I know we talked about this earlier, Robert, but did the military ever checked in with you when they come there to Marina Del Rey?
No, they have not. I mean, in the beginning, 2017 and 18, they used to fly up to my camera, and I have those videos. I have one video of the pilot
Mm-hmm.
uh, the LAPD, the police department, I have a video of him. It looks like he was pointing his finger at me. It's, if you remind me, I'll pull that picture up.
Okay.
You can decide for yourself, and that was a little weird. It's like, you're flying up to my camera and you're pointing your finger at me. Like, who does that? What helicopter pilot would do that to a civilian?
Hmm.
So, but I don't let it bother me. I mean, he's doing his job. I'm doing mine. I'm a scientist. I need to document this. It needs to be documented. I'm doing this for humanity. I'm not doing it for money. I'm not doing it for fame. Because I did all that in the 90s. Like I said,
Yeah.
mail order pharmacy. I did all that. I used to hang out with Hollywood. It was fun. I got to tell you, it was fun. But that's in my past, and so that's behind me. I'm doing this to help humanity, and it is going to help humanity.
Hmm.
It is.
Right. Now, does the military have the technology you have? I know it said something here about you invented something with a camera, and do they have the same technology that you've invented, Dr. Robert?
You know, the obvious answer is yes, but do we? Are they thinking like I am? No, no. They've got, they've got hundreds of billions of dollars. They've got $1 million cameras. But sometimes it's easy not to see the hand right in front of you. You work
Mhm.
on outside paradigms. And so basically, they're using technologies like flare cameras, thermal signatures, uh, but they're not breaking it down. They're not thinking about what if you took a regular camcorder, and I'm using a Panasonic X1000, 4K, 60 frames, great camera. I put it on a tripod. I modified it since I'm an inventor. I attached a 14-inch 4K monitor. I built a light box around it.
Right.
I could see it outside because you can't see a monitor outside in the sunlight.
Hmm.
Uh, and there is something, and this is important. There's something on the internet. It's free radar. Huh. It's free radar, where it tells you the position of every airplane in the world.
Right. Yeah.
And I only care about the airplanes in Marina Del Rey. That's all I care about. So I watched that. It's called planefinder.net. Now, there are two others you could use. I keep it simple. I just stick with one.
Right.
Planefinder.net. You could go right now. Your viewers could do that. You could see the airplanes in your city, over your city, all over the world. Well, when I see helicopters coming into Marina Del Rey, I go to my balcony, I press record, I get new video. To make it sound too simple, but that's the format. So the Army, you can see the Army coming in, the police, and when I tell you every agency in the government is here, the Army, the police, the Navy, the Sheriff, the Navy Seahawks, the Ospreys, the Apaches, the Lakotas, the Ospreys, the Edison, the fire department,
The
uh,
alphabet boys.
everybody,
Yeah.
everybody gets tagged. If you fly over Marina Del Rey, these things will fly up to your helicopter. They will fly by the picture. They will fly into the video. 2,000 miles an hour, no sonic boom, and they will trigger the X-band frequency. So if you have a car radar detector, they work on K and X band. I attached one to my camera, so when they fly by, they trigger the X band and the K band. And that was confirmed by the Pentagon April 19th, 2023, when they told Congress these things are going 2,000 miles an hour and they triggered the X band. And when they said that, I said, wait a minute. That's my data. What's going on here?
Hmm.
And then I got a call from a major friend in the Air Force, Major Filer, and he said, "Hey, Robert, they're watching your videos in Congress today." I said, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, they're in the closed door, the top secret side. They're watching your videos." I said, "Unbelievable." Unbelievable. So that's how they got the 2,000 miles an hour in the X-band data. So
Mhm.
it wasn't a lucky guess.
Yeah,
So
right. And George Filer, Major George Filer, he's big time in ufology. He's
he's very, very
and he knows both sides of the coin. Yeah, so he really does. Uh,
we
you had a
we
friend. Well, I think we mentioned Glenn Jacob Falkenstein. He was also very knowledgeable and passed on a lot of knowledge to you. But we're not going to get into a lot of that. But if people go back and they look up his name and YouTube him and things of that nature, they'll find out who he was: a magician and a mind reader. I saw one of his shows that Ron Anderson sent me, and a great mind reader. But we won't get into all these little things that we talked about earlier, and which was fascinating. And people, Dr. Robert, he is fascinating person, and he's had some experiences and a very sharp guy. You can tell that he's an inventor, a doctor in pharmacology. So when you hear him talk about these things, he's going to show you some pictures that'll literally blow your mind. Before long, we're going to get into the pictures and some of the videos, but I was fascinated, so fascinated that we talked for almost an hour, just sharing and talking. And I generally do get close to my guests because I admire them for being on the show and telling their stories. But Dr. Robert, you've got some stuff that's going to blow people's minds. And these dragons, these drones, you called them dragons. And why did you call them dragons?
because 6 years ago when I saw them, I had a Sony 1080 camcorder and I saw flying over the helicopters. I assumed they had to be a bug. They weren't a bird. Birds are easy, but they had to be a bug. Parallax, too close to the lens, it's whatever. Uh, so it's got to be a dragonfly. It just has to be because you can kind of see a wing, you can see a tail. It has to be a dragonfly. But when you get a better camera, they're not bugs and they're not dragonflies. So I kept the name for now. I still call them dragons. Uh, I mean, obviously, as the discoverer, I could call them what they resemble or the location where they were found, or I can call them after my name. I can call them Roberts if I want to. That's just how the scientific community works. But I thought they were dragonflies. Uh, they're friendly. If they ever turn evil, I am going to change the name. I'm going to call them raptors.
Yeah. Well,
So
yeah.
God forbid if I ever say, Dave, I have a raptor video.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's it's going to be a bad
Yeah.
story.
Can you tell me these dragons, these I guess drones, ET drones? Can you tell me at night do they glow?
I do not have a flare camera, but the Army and the police are here all the time at night, flying in circles over the ocean. So they are leaving a heat trail. But so I do not see them at night, um, or nor in the daytime. You do not see them with the naked eye or with binoculars. You can only see them with a digital camera. So if anyone's out there wants to loan me a nice flare camera, I will record these videos and I'll give you the videos. I'll sign over the rights. You can keep the videos. Just let me record it.
Hmm. The other thing too, I think we talked about this, and it's the Skinwalker Ranch has had a couple of these dragons too. Uh, and have you ever talked to those people, the producers or anything, Dr. Robert?
I've reached out many times, but I guess there are NDAs involved, non-disclosures, so they do not want to answer me. But they obviously, if you've watched the episodes, they have posted videos and images of dragons.
Right, I've seen them.
They just a couple months ago they posted a really good video of a dragon. Uh, they launched a rocket. A dragon flew by. Basically, very predictable. I'll tell you how to predict their flight. I've got it down to a science, like a rocket launch to the moon. It's a science. Um, but in general, no, people on that level or in Hollywood, they're not reaching back. Although I've been on the Discovery Channel, people are being very cautious. Like, can you tell us more? Because it goes. It goes back to some. I think unfortunately they want to officially be the ones to have recognized and discovered these dragons. So they don't want to communicate too much with me on that paradigm.
Right. And it's just like the talking heads I was telling you about earlier that I mention every once in a while that they don't want to give us ordinary people credit. They'll take it, but they won't give us credit. But actually, they're starting to say now, I guess, with this the military disclosure, that a lot of the talking heads are saying, well, it's only the commercial pilots, military pilots, cops, or military specialized people that can actually tell us the truth about these sightings, and the people on the street they they're not right. They're not correct in what they're saying. They're misinterpreting what they see. And I'm not going to mention names, but talking heads in general. Dr. Robert, I mentioned those earlier, but it does, just like you just bringing up the story about Skinwalker, not letting you in and talk to them about this. They want to keep that credit. It's a competition and shouldn't be.
I'm not competing. I don't care. You
Oh,
can have my videos. Anyone watching, take my videos, post them. It's for humanity here. I what that's or I wouldn't be wasting putting my time in. I put 12,000 hours in. This is going to help humanity. That's why I'm doing this. I'm not
mhm.
looking for a TV show or write a book.
You
I mean,
don't
if
need
that
it.
happens, fine, but I don't have time to stop and think about that.
Yeah,
Uh,
you've already had your 15 minutes of fame of being successful several times in your life, so you don't need that. It's like a rock star. He's been on top 10 charts for the 10 years. He doesn't worry about it after that. You've been there and you've done that. That's an old saying, but it's true. But
it,
no, it's and a
I'm
lot
sorry.
of times they think you're blowing smoke up their butts or whatever. You know where that comes from, Dr. Robert? I just saw a documentary last week.
No, I actually don't.
It's weird. I'll tell you and I'll tell people about this is funny, just kind of levity a little bit. But actually I heard it on the documentary that talked about 1800s. In the 1800s, when they tried to revive people, they didn't know how to revive them. They put them over a barrel and they turned the barrel and tried to get them to come back to life, but they was unsuccessful until somebody invented, CPR. But here's one of the things they used to do to wake people up or bring them back to life. They blew smoke up their butts. That's true. It was in a documentary. They actually, this is in England, in Ireland, they blew smoke up their butts to see if that would wake them back up and, get them ignited again. But then they found out that years later that CPR, that whoever invented that back in 1860s or 1870s, they invented that and they were able to bring people back from drowning. But I heard that and I said, everything has a meaning. It does. It comes from somewhere, Dr. Robert. Um,
Yes, yes.
yeah, I'm just getting off the subject for a little levity, but this is what you're talking about is some serious stuff. I mean, we got to know what's going on, right, Dr. Robert?
I will 100%. I'm going to tell you. But before you brought up a good point, let me just quickly address this. You said they only want to talk to pilots, okay? Police.
Yeah.
Okay, real simple. Go to the front of the line. If I could encourage Congress, forget all the interviewers they're doing right now. I see why it's kind of necessary, but skip all that. Come to Marina Del Rey and talk to the 100 pilots that are chasing these dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Just talk to the police, talk to the sheriff, the army, the Air Force, the Coast Guard, straight up. What are you guys doing here? What are you chasing? One of them is going to tell the truth.
Mm-hmm. Well, now with disclosure, hopefully they can all tell the truth.
Hey, you can't get fired. You can't be punished. So, I mean, if you tell the truth, if you're one of those pilots and you get fired, you're going to retire with a $5 or $10 million lawsuit.
Yeah. Well, you could be canceled in this culture now.
Well, the good side is I think at least when it comes to UFO, everybody's on board. They want to know.
Right.
They
Yeah.
want to know.
Right.
And we should.
Yeah. And the dragonfly is my totem. I found that out back about 13, 14 years ago out west when I saw a bunch of dragonflies. I guess a lot of your videos where you started in what 2018, you say 2017.
17.
It's yeah, and you have this electronically stored with the Writers Guild of America West Registry. What does that mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Copyrighted,
Really.
Dr. Robert?
Yeah. Really esoteric. I only know this because, again, in the 90s, I hung out with a lot of Hollywood people. And 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 I'll share this with your viewers. If you come up with a new concept, something that someday Hollywood would write about, you can go online with it's similar to the Screen Actors Guild, the registry, Hollywood registry.
Hmm.
You can type in your story, and for $35, it is officially yours.
Really?
So, so my point is, if anyone tries, if you think of a new TV show, a new game show, in 3 or 4 or 5 years, if somebody accidentally copies it, it's yours, but it belongs to you. So
And that's with the Writers Guild of America
yeah,
register.
yeah, the red exactly.
Do
And
you?
nobody would, I would never know that, but like I said, I was friends with Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, books are copyrighted. My books have been copyrighted, so I guess that's the same thing. It's a registry.
Same concept,
Yeah.
but yeah, it makes it more official. Uh, but I did that, 5 years ago because I said, look, I should at least, I should at least protect myself a little bit. But I have no plans for any book or movie.
Mhm.
Uh, but at the same time, I don't want to give it away.
Right. Yeah. You shouldn't. I mean, you've worked for this. How many hours and how many years have
So,
you put into this?
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
6 year, 12,000 hours.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Robert, that's it's phenomenal. I hope that the military doesn't you know, they're probably trying to reinvent the wheel that you've already invented, really, with these dragons.
They probably are. Again, if they reach out and just talk to me, I'll give them all my videos. I'll answer their questions. But to go back earlier, they no longer fly in front of my balcony anymore. They basically they stay at least 1 mile out. They don't fly up, and it's unfortunate because it makes my job harder because I like to zoom in, see their face, or get the ID number on their aircraft.
Hmm.
Because now what they're doing is, uh, for instance, when you fly, you're supposed to have your ID number so you can be seen by other airplanes.
Right.
So, for instance, this jet right now, United Jet that's taking off, uh, you can see the ID number is 1745.
Hmm.
Well, unfortunately, the uh, the Army and the police now, when they fly in, they have their radar transponder turned off.
That's what I was thinking. Transponders off. Yeah.
So it makes it harder for me to identify them. So I try to zoom in and get their ID number, but they're so far out, sometimes they get away. So this is how serious this is,
Yeah.
because why are you flying with your transponder turned off? Why would you do that?
Yeah. The other thing though too, I wanted to ask you, are there other people in your area, Marina Del Rey, that are actually watching these things too, or trying to copycat what you're doing, Dr. Robert?
If they are, they're not telling me. I'm telling everyone too. As a matter of fact, I need to hire some people for September 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's Labor Day weekend here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just go to the beach, hang out all day. I'll pay you to take pictures, videos of helicopters, because I want to triangulate. I have triangulated videos, but I want to get more.
Hmm.
But I have do that. I have recorded these using 2 cameras, so that's been done. It's been proven, but still, I want more video. Um, but if they are doing that, they're not telling me. But at the same time, some of my friends do know when they're in the neighborhood, if they see helicopters, record it, send me the video. Um, See, there's some helicopters coming in right now. Okay, that's just tourism. Tourism. Oh, the police are coming in right now.
Is this the time of day? Is there a particular time of day these dragons show up,
Um,
Dr. Robert?
it's all day, but right now it's 5:30 over here. Theoretically, he'll be in front of my camera in 30 seconds. So if you wanted me to, I could get up and record him for 45 seconds. We could do a live broadcast.
Yeah.
Uh, there's a good possibility the police helicopter is going to get tagged by a UAP Dragon in the next 1 minute.
Oh.
If you want me to do that for you, if you,
Sure.
uh,
Would that mean we have to break off here, or
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't want to
just keep
break
it.
off here. Yeah.
No, we could. Okay, I'm looking at him. He's 90 seconds out. Give him 60 more seconds to get within video range, and I will just simply point my camera at him, and I'll give out a shout if I see a dragon fly by,
Okay.
and this will be live, and then I'll give you the video.
Okay. That sounds like fun. How about your TV? Does it have text on it?
No, my TV is not acting up. I was saying earlier, sometimes when I do these podcasts, my TV will automatically start to text what we are saying, but it has not acted up. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I I don't need more things to have in the back of my head.
They got me zoned in, Dr. Robert. So so we're both into this together. Yeah.
Okay, now stay live here. I'm gonna point my camera through my glass door
Hmm.
at the Los Angeles Police Department, and I'll give out a holler. So
Okay.
this whole thing will take about 2 minutes.
Okay.
All righty.
And while Dr. Robert is doing that, Dr. Robert Shiepe uh, from Los Angeles, while he's doing that, hooking up a live shot in which is I've never been through a live shot type of thing before that's happening right before us. But it'd be great if he gets one of them dragons, these ET dragons on film, on video from his camera that's outside, and he knows when these helicopters come in or airplanes come in, he knows that there'll be a dragon that'll come up and take a quick look at it, and they're traveling like 2,000 miles an hour, in which he said even the government confirmed that from his recordings. Uh, it's really neat that to see some of the things, and you'll be seeing some film and you'll see some pictures before long. We're going to start getting into that probably pretty quick after he gets this live filming done, and we'll show you that. But he's had an interesting career, and of course the government knows about his work. uh his films and everything was shown at the congressional hearings, from what we've been understanding. And probably a lot of people's films have been shown to.
We just got 2 dragons, Dave.
What's that?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
We just got number 2. Okay, they're leaving right now. They're leaving. Okay, I'm gonna pull the video. I'm gonna pull the tape out. I'll play it for you.
Okay, that sounds like fun. This is interesting. It's like on the air news break, whatever. But yeah, and he's almost sure that it's going to happen each time there's an aircraft. And I have to ask him about this 150-foot flight. If it's 150 feet, they will come out, but if they're lower, and maybe that's why the helicopters are lower on the ground, as Dr. Roberts said a while ago. The helicopters are lower to the ground, and I guess even the sheriff's department or whatever, and they have the ospreys that's flying low to the ground. Maybe they don't want to trigger the dragons. I'll ask Dr. Robert that.
Now, I've never done this before. I mean,
Okay.
you want me to put the SD card in the computer and actually play it and you see
Sure.
what I just saw?
Sure. Right.
Okay. Okay. Now remember, they're very fast if you blink. So just use your mind. You're looking for a tiny dot that's only there like for an instant. And then, okay, I'm going to have to press share. So, okay, can you see the computer going on?
No, it's not
Nope.
yet.
No. Okay.
You haven't engaged share
Oh,
yet.
okay. Okay. All right. I'm still new at this Zoom. Come on.
Yeah, hit your share. There you go.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So let me pull up my. There's a little nervous. This is like a live broadcast.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was telling the audience.
Nobody likes a live broadcast. Uh,
I do them quite a bit as a guest spot, but I normally don't do them on my shows.
Okay, so this is what I normally do. I take it and I go through Movie Maker, and then while that's running, I go back and then I just watch it and I look for the timeline to edit. Real
Mhm.
simple. This is like I'm a pharmacist, not an
Yeah,
editor.
you're right.
So
Me too. That's live. It's a little hazy, isn't it?
I,
There's a helicopter. We see that.
a lot of podcasts, and I normally don't even record in this kind of weather. So I'm going to give out a holler. You'll hear me on the tape, but there's two of them here. I didn't even see it. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it. Is that a police helicopter?
That's a police helicopter.
Yeah, it
The
didn't look.
LAP.
Yeah, it didn't look military.
There it is.
There,
Whoa.
I saw
Okay.
it. Yeah, on the
It's
right hand
around,
side. Yeah.
yeah, around timeline 50. Let me see if I could go back and oh, I did. There it is, right there. See it?
Yes. Uh huh. It's low. It's actually
It's
low, isn't
low. It's low. So let me write down the timeline 17, 28, 51.
it? And people, if you're watching this, this just happened. He just filmed this, and this is phenomenal. Uh,
Yeah.
and
This is Dave, this is predictable.
yeah.
This is, and there was one other. So this is what the police do. They come in, they circle the jetty rocks because that's the hot zone, and they fly away. And he got tagged.
There it
It's right
goes.
there.
It goes down.
Let's get the second one.
Okay, it does come back, right?
Yes. You see all the birds?
Yes.
Birds are easy. Okay, here
Mhm.
we go.
There, I
There it
saw
is.
something. Yeah.
Timeline 917. So I'll go back and see, there's the birds, there's the chopper.
Hmm.
There he is. Here he comes. There he is.
Yeah, I see it.
You
It's at
see
the
that?
middle bottom of the screen, people. If you're looking, it'll be at the middle bottom of the screen.
Look at that. We got the chopper, the bird,
Mhm.
and we have a bird all the way on the left, and then we have the dragon under the first bird. Uh, can you believe this just happened?
Yeah, and it's live, and it's thank you so much, Doctor
Here.
Robert, for having it on my show. It's a first for me, and I guess a first for a lot of people that will see this. Uh,
Yeah.
Now, when they do they come out of the water when they come out?
Sometimes they do. Let me just quickly show you what it looks like in slow motion, and then we'll move on. Okay,
Okay.
look in the right corner. See the birds? Okay, come on. There it goes.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Yeah. 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 And it disappeared. Where did it go?
To the ground.
Oh,
It's parked.
they go into the ground.
It parked on the ground. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's got to be invisible when it gets on the ground, right?
It doesn't stay there for long. It's size wise, boy, this is going to be the hard. Let me see if I know how to do this. Okay, stop share. Okay, there are
Okay.
beautiful. So you just saw that. This is just
Right. And I want people to know that this just happened. I mean, just a couple of minutes ago, and he put it right on film, and phenomenal, great. This is
and
Dr.
how did
Robert. I'm glad you did this on my show. Yeah,
yeah, this is and how did I know he was coming?
yeah.
Because this time he did have his GPS transponder on. Thank God.
Hmm.
Instead of flying, I mean, that's what the FAA regulations are,
Right,
right?
right. Hmm.
I mean, the when you drive at night, the regulations is to have your headlights on.
Yeah. Well, Skinwalker Ranch, the Blackhawks, the military Blackhawks that come over in the plane that comes over, they don't have their transponder either.
Same, right?
Yeah.
No, this is synchronicity. This is luck. This is good. I mean, I didn't think
Yeah.
this would happen, but it did, and so I want to thank your viewers for having the patience and the curiosity, um, and actually, I would say for having the faith. But you know what? And I'm a spiritual person. I believe in faith, but
Mm-hmm.
when you have this much evidence, you kind of don't need the faith. I mean, this is so. What I'm saying is, you're looking for science. Uh, Here it is. This is the science.
Right.
What did I leave out? Now, some of you will still say, "Well, that was a bug." Look,
Yeah.
you
No.
cannot predict a bug within 5 seconds.
Well, once you show them the other pictures and videos that you have, Dr. Robert, they'll know what you're talking about. And
Yes.
there's a glitch on my screen every once in a while. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I have seen that.
It just comes across and I've had a couple of other people who told me they were a scientist. They said there's something going on here, so they're monitoring us. So especially you, now that they're glitched again, so it's weird. But do you want to get into your videos and your photos,
Yes.
Dr. Robert?
Yes. Let's just get right to it because
Okay.
that's what your viewers are here for, right?
Mhm. They
They're
love
here to
pictures. Yeah.
they're here to at the ball game and they want to see some balls hit out
Right.
of the park.
Right.
Let's hit balls out of the park.
Right. Just don't come to St. Louis. The Cardinals aren't doing so well.
Hell, I'll go to any ball game. I don't care.
Uh,
Just to enjoy life. Share. Let me see here. Okay. Okay. And okay, can you see that so far?
Yes, I'm seeing your files. Yeah, there's your files.
Okay. Interpolations.
And if you're like me, now it takes a little effort to try to find what you really want to put on there.
It does. It does. But so this is no particular order. I'm just going to open them up and go forward.
Right.
No particular order here. And I'll talk real fast because I know you want results. Okay, so this is what's going on. This is an Earth drone across the street. My neighbor has an Earth drone. I knew if he launched it, basically anything that flies over 150 feet.
Could you explain that 150 feet? I talked to the audience while you were fixing up your camera, and I told them I wanted to ask you why that 150-foot range is there. What's going on with that?
Okay, that's a great question. Through trial and error, 4,000 videos, 12,000 hours of research, I've come to learn that there is an action potential altitude where you can get the attention. Very similar to your nervous systems. Before your nervous systems will fire, requires 0.71 volts as an action potential for electricity.
Right.
This is what catches the attention of these drones, these UAPs. You have to be over 150 feet above sea level. So once you do, they are going to come in, they're going to recon you because they want to know who you are and why you're flying and what's going on. They want to know what kind of technology you have. Now, they never assume, yeah, we know what that is. We've seen it before. We're going to give you a free pass. They do not think like that.
Mm-hmm.
There are no free passes. So if you take a party balloons and you let them go 150 feet, generally speaking, they will recon your party balloons. A kite at the beach, a parasail at the beach, anything. So in this case, this is an Earth drone, and you can. Oh, there goes my TV. That was only for a half a second.
Okay.
Okay, so we won't count that one. So here it is. Look at this. You want me to enlarge the picture?
Yeah, the top right. Now
Okay.
we've lost the 4.
Would you say that was Earth drone? Would you say that's an Earth drone?
Yes, it is a drone. It's a 4-wing drone. Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
So you see this little spark?
Yeah.
I've concluded these things do not run for free. They're running on electricity. This is a plasma jet, electrons. They
Mhm.
use an electricity for propulsion. So
Oh,
you will see these plasma jets on other pictures. But again, very predictable. I could not turn my camera on fast enough. I was on my balcony. I saw him launch his Earth drone. I turned it on as fast as I could because I knew my opportunity would go by quickly, and I just made it.
that plasma, that little white streak there, that's also phenomenal. That's no figuring that out, and the propulsion. That's crazy. It's this is really neat. I love this, Dr. Robert. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if I was a theoretical physicist, how what I could go with this?
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
just
you ever had them contact you? You know, a physicist or anything?
I have friends who are physicists. In fact, God, I just became friends with a new physicist, Dr. Dr. Barry Dale. He is an interstellar time travel physicist.
Wow.
Like phenomenal. He just lives 10 minutes from me. Worked for NASA, the real deal. He's a real deal here. Maybe I'll show you some pictures of him. Um, but no, I don't know if it's human pride or a lot of people, a lot of people just say, no, that's a bug, that's a bird. I'm sorry, Robert, that's a bug. I can't waste my time.
Yeah. They don't look like bugs to me. They look like there's a little shining from the sun on the top of them, uh, due to that's metallic shining. Yeah.
So let's see. Let me see. This is the LAPD flying close to me. That's one of the pictures. Let me see if I could. Okay. Let me back up here because I just want to show you interpolations only.
Right.
Uh,
Could you explain people what that word means?
yes. So what you do here is you take the video and you copy and paste each frame.
Mm-hmm.
And I came up with this like 5 years ago. I call them interpolations. And I got some negative feedback because people would say, Robert, there's no such word. There's just simply no such word. And I said, well, I had to come up with a word, and I scientifically came up with a word that would apply to what I'm doing. I just recently learned last month it is a real word in photography. So, and it's being used by AI. AI now is scanning videos, and it's being used to look for missing frames in videos and to interpret and to fill in the missing frames. In this case, you can see a bird on top, you see the helicopter,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah.
On
So
two
it's
of them.
so I'm recording 60 frames a second.
Mm-hmm.
There are 6 frames, so that's 1/10 of a second,
Wow. No,
which is a
two
blue
dark. There's two dark streaks coming out of two of them, or is that plasma?
plasma. These are the
Yeah.
plasma jets.
Okay.
So depending on the angle of the reflection of the sun, you're going to see different plasma jets.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? And I could be wrong. I, maybe it has nothing to do with electricity, but no, it's electricity. There's no free ride in the universe. Electricity is throughout the universe.
Yes, it is.
It's it's electrons. Let's
Yeah.
see if we can go
Yeah.
through a bunch of more. Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yeah. There's one.
there's one. It's not showing me the interpolations only. What do I got to do here? Um, yeah, this is frustrating. I want to just interpolations only. Let me show you this one. This was from a neighbor's box. It flew through the box. Now my camera has an IR spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
so it can see this is the dragon that's inside the box. Because they're running on electricity, they're giving off such high voltage. They're giving off gamma rays. It's like an X-ray machine at the hospital.
Right.
High voltage, gamma rays, danger,
Mhm.
stay out of the room.
Yeah.
That's what this is. So on this image, in this image, it's inside the box. The camera can see the gamma rays, the IR, and boom. Now this is where it flew out of the box right here.
Why was it going in the box? Just to check it out, Dr. Robert?
Evidently to recon.
Mm-hmm.
Now they normally, like I said, 150 feet is the cutoff. This is just a lucky video. I do not recommend trying to record them under 150 feet. It can be done, but it's very time consuming. Don't waste your time. Just focus on helicopters, airplanes. People are sending me video from all over the world now. I'm
Yeah.
getting video South America. Oh, it's St. Louis. Yeah, I got video from St. Louis.
Oh,
I just got new video from Canada, new video from Florida. It's coming
dragons?
in.
Same
Dragon.
pictures?
Yeah.
Wow. Now,
Pe-
would these show up? I know I asked you all ago about orbs, but a lot of people, I've had orbs in my house too. When I've had, I've had my camera infrared picks them up, motion sensor, and I just wondered, they showed up bright there, but that's under infrared, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's infrared. Right. That's correct. Is most likely very similar. These things are very small. Now people say, how big are they? When they're parked, they're very small. They're 1 inch. Now
Really?
when they fly, they do expand. And I do have one video that suggests it's about 10 inches. And I will pull up the video. But here's a twin dragon where there are two of them, and they're flying by the fire department. That's the Los Angeles Fire Department, the red chopper,
Right.
and they're doing that. The fire department is here because they have really good thermal cameras. So the government has said, can you please fly over there and look around because your cameras are so good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they're here. They're not part of the army,
Yeah.
but here because of their cameras.
You believe they picked up these two dragons?
Oh, at least one.
Yeah.
At least one. Yeah. And I just wait for them to fly by and I record, just like I just did with the new video. Now, I don't want to say I'm 100% all the time, but over 90%.
Okay. What if they'd hit something? They just go through it, right?
You know what? According to the box, yeah, the answer would be yes. They would go right through it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Here's a video somebody posted. I I found it on YouTube. A dragon. They're all over YouTube. Oh my God, they're all over. The
Mm-hmm.
Blue Angels, air shows, Thunderbirds. Here's a rare one. Here is a rare one because you can kind of see the color involved. This this was from an air show. Yeah, this is from a Miami air show. This is rare to
Yeah.
pick up because they are copper tone, so you can see. But this is where you're not going to always, depending on the camera, every camera has different software, and the
Right.
software interprets images.
Yes.
So the software is interpreting what the human eye wants to see, and it's generally pretty close to the right answer.
So these things appear solid, but do they dematerialize?
Well, you just saw it go through the
Yeah.
box.
Right. So they have to have that dematerialization property.
Yes, that's correct. Here's a picture of here's a picture of the SpaceX. They get tagged. Let
I
me
would
see.
imagine.
Oh, yeah. This is the interpol. This is the LAPD again. This is where I say where it's too close to the camera. Some people say, no, Robert, that's a bug. There's no, I have one or two pictures of real bugs. This is too predictable. This is extremely predictable. There's a reason. Let me tell you, the LAPD is flying over Marina Del Rey. Marina Del Rey does not belong to, it's not in the LAPD jurisdiction. Marina Del Rey belongs to the sheriff department.
Mm-hmm.
So the LAPD should never be here to begin with. But
So they're probably working close with the FBI. Yeah.
yeah, Okay, so when you say FBI, let me just share a little information. It's not common knowledge. So people want to know, who are the UFO police in America? So you made the assumption FBI, and that's a good assumption. But in my opinion, the UFO police, the reason I know is on the plane finder. So when you look at plane finder
Right.
enough and they circle UFOs, you can punch on who owns the airplane. And a lot of times, Department of Homeland Security will pop up.
Okay.
So they're the UFO police in America.
Okay. And plus the NSA probably.
Yeah, that's a given. But
They're a big one.
officially, most likely the NSA calls the Homeland Security and says, "Hey, go do this for us." So yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Here is a Earth drone. A contractor in my neighborhood was taking a picture of someone's roof. So again, I knew what would happen. I turned on my camera. Uh, the Earth drone is exactly behind right here. This is where the dragon is.
Mhm.
The dragon purposely eclipsed the Earth drone. The Earth drone has been eclipsed by the dragon.
I see that. Yeah. The shape.
Dragon is talking to us. It is saying, if you humans are so smart, you would know that we have the ability to hack into Robert's camera, because I have a Wi-Fi. We can hack into his Wi-Fi and we can frame ourselves and eclipse the Earth drone. So are we smart enough to recognize that?
Mhm. Yeah. And I mentioned orbs a while ago, Dr. Robert. What do you think of orbs? They show up white on infrared and they're round. Are they related to these dragons? And you,
I think they could be. It's concerning because if these things are giving off gamma rays, I don't want to be around them. So it's concerning.
mm,
We need much more research. I can't push this train by myself. We need some NASA boys to come in and help. Come on. We
yeah.
really do. It's got to be a team effort. We need a blue ribbon panel. But I would say, yeah. And so I would recommend, until we know more, do not get too close. If you're seeing orbs, just kind of stay away until we know more.
Yeah. I know I have them in my house and my infrared camera picks them up, but I can't pick them up with my bare eyes a lot of times. But yeah, just like the one you showed earlier, uh, that is scary in itself. I have a tri-field meter, and of course I can measure radiation too with another meter. But I haven't. I find that they peg out the magnetic reader when they're around. Uh, so I
Right.
don't know if that's dangerous. Anything over what 1.6, uh, I
Uh,
guess on the small range magnetic reading.
right. Right. Dave, really, until we know for sure, let's not play Russian roulette. There's
Yeah.
there's no advantage to that.
Hmm.
Let's not.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of the SpaceX rocket when it blew up. It got tagged. A tag is when the dragon flies by. I found the video. It's predictable. If you look at certain videos, there's going to be, certain aircraft or helicopters, Blue Angels, they're going to get tagged. Look for it, copy and paste, and make an interpolation.
What about the one that's just right to the left of the nose of the rocket? It kind of looks like it's lit up a little bit.
No, that's well, that's the copy and paste.
Oh, I
We
see.
use we use the Adobe software. My
Uh-huh.
nephew does this for me. I don't have time to do it, but basically that's the concept. In other words, if you pull up the video, you will see it fly by.
Okay.
I'm
And
just doing.
that SpaceX just blew up on its own, or was it blown up by something?
That's a great question. It probably blew up on its own. These dragons, they're not blowing up our rockets. They're not. They're reconning. They're doing research.
Wow, it's
Oh, here's
amazing.
the video.
Yeah,
Look at that. Slow down.
yeah.
Let me see. Here's the Ukrainian astronomers last year. Ukrainian astronomers. A dragon came behind. They came behind the tree on the right, and they took off. And I believe the astronomers interpolated the picture. I believe they did this.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're watching my videos and they got the idea. And by the way, nobody is interpolating UAPs or dragons. So when you see them in the future, you will know where that came from.
Right.
All right.
There's another. What is this? What do they call these things? They look like little worms that fly. Those are
Rods.
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 Are they related to them, you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I have a roof camera 40 feet above my balcony, and I do record these rods. And if you remind me, I'll pull up a rod picture. They seem to go hand in hand like a buddies. I don't think they're the same. I can't be sure, but I don't think they're the same. But they seem to go hand in hand, these rods.
Yeah, I've
There's
heard
a
about
photo
that.
of a drag strip, and the guy wants to record his race, and look what he accidentally he doesn't even know it's there. People don't know it's there. I watch video at random. I watch I watch video at random, and that's my little doggy. I
Yeah,
watch video at random, and I find these pictures. Again, 12,000 hours of research.
right. And we're not alone. Not only we're not alone. That's a cute little puppy dog.
Frankie.
Yeah,
Hey, Frankie,
yeah. He's
my
lovable.
Yorkie.
Yeah,
He's the word.
yeah. We're not just not alone, but they're all up into our business. Really, Dr. Robert. Yeah, that's it. Their curiosity, I guess, is almost everything us humans do.
They want to, pretty much. Again, their primary function is to escort UAPs to this planet. Now,
Mm-hmm.
once they're on this planet, or any planet for that matter, they will recon the planet. And
Yeah.
that's what they're doing. This guy has a high powered engine, and they want to know about this engine. What kind of power, what kind of fuel, how fast is it, how powerful is it?
Mm-hmm.
We are being reconned under a microscope.
Right. Yeah. It's and then they serve as guides for the UAPs. How many ET races do you think that are involved in this, Dr. Robert?
Oh, what? It's outside my scope. If I don't know something, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But you could assume a lot. You could assume over 100, probably in the thousands,
So
probably in the thousands.
they share this commonality with these dragons, I guess, the ET races.
Yeah, well, this is universal technology. Whatever this technology is, it's perfect. It is mathematically perfect,
Mm-hmm.
which means you're going to find it on other planets, because if something's perfect, you don't have to reinvent a drone. So you're going to find it on Saturn, Jupiter. You're going to find it on Mars. You know, all those cameras we have on Mars?
Right.
Mars cameras are picking up these dragons, and we're going to pick up more in the future. They
Have
are
you
going to be,
seen Have you seen any of these pictures on these Mars cameras, Dr. Robert?
yes,
NASA, or did you just
yes.
take their film
I no. They posted it because NASA doesn't know that they're dragons.
oh,
Dragons are being posted by mistake.
oh, oh, okay.
Our shows, yeah, dragons are. Nobody knows what dragons are.
Mm-hmm.
It was just really, with a lot of hard work, with the friends, people at the Air Force. Just, I'm a dedicated scientist. A lot of things came together, and
Mm-hmm.
again, it goes back. The Coast Guard and the Blackhawks were here in front of my house.
Right.
So that's what sparked the interest. Let's see if we could shoot through. Who do we have here? This is a Navy Seahawk. Navy Seahawks hunt submarines. They look for Russian submarines. That is their job. Their job is not to fly over Marina Del Rey.
Yeah.
He flew. See these jetty rocks? That's the hot zone. If you fly over these rocks, you're going to get tagged. That's
And
just,
you say where they park? They park on the ground, Dr. Robert, or
yeah, this one is to the right. They're just parked right here on the ground, on the wetlands. We have the wetlands here. It's a marshland.
Mhm.
It's a sanctuary for butterflies.
Mhm.
So for now, the government says nobody can build on it. It's like 500 acres, which I'm glad. It's 500 acres. You cannot build on it. It won't be forever, but for now, you can't build on it. So the government is frustrated. So they said, bring in the best helicopter we have. The best helicopter we have are the Seahawks, the Navy Seahawks. Oh, and this door was open, and this guy had a machine gun in his hand.
Really?
Yeah, I have that picture. Yeah, he had a machine gun in his hand.
So they felt threatened, I guess.
Uh, I just saw a brand new video. I'm sorry, Frankie. Frankie's telling me he wants to go out. I'm going to call my wife.
Now, when these things park on the ground, if you accidentally walked up on one, could you actually see them with your eyes?
You could get close. Oh, hi. Can you come get Frankie, please? Thank you. Okay. What I would do, you turn your video camera on and you walk in the marshlands where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And you could come within 20 feet and they'll fly away, but you don't want to get that close again because of the radiation.
Yeah.
You just don't do that experiment yet. Leave it to NASA. Let NASA come in with some radiation suits. Let them do that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And they haven't done that yet, and they need to.
Oh, they've spent a lot of money over here. Okay, so everyone gets tagged. I told you all the helicopters that get tagged, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there are no exceptions. There are no exceptions. So why am I showing you this? So this is no exception either. You see these helicopters, one, two, well, these are Ospreys, 1, 2, 3,
Right.
two helicopters here. They
Mm-hmm.
look like Black Hawks.
Right.
So whenever the president flies to Los Angeles, he lands at LAX, they take off, and they fly over Marina Del Rey. So this is the president's helicopter. And this is one tag right here.
If that area is under a lot of curiosity and maybe unknown, like you said, the radiation hazards maybe with these dragons, why would they fly the president over those areas, Dr. Robert?
The assumption is, a lot of people at the Pentagon is, the assumption is these dragons are not real. Dr. Robert's wrong.
Well,
That's fine. I mean, I don't take it personal. Everybody is entitled to their belief and their own learning curve. I don't say to somebody, you got to learn this in 5 days.
yeah.
You could take 5 years. You could take 50 years. I respect that. So everyone gets tagged. So in 10 years, I have a lot of interpolations of the president getting tagged. Here's the president of 2022. The other one was 19. In this case, he's literally flying straight at me. He actually flew right over my roof.
Wow.
So here's one interpolation. This is the president, flew right between the 3 Ospreys. You know, nobody is allowed in the sky when the president's in the flying.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
It's restriction. It's all
Right.
red.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this is very predictable. I say, if you fly over Marina Del Rey, this is what's going to happen. Channel 5 News, the news chopper.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to speed it up because some of your viewers are like, Robert, can you go faster?
Well, I'm looking. I think the rest of the people are going to look too at these things, and they're going to think, wow, okay.
Okay. Here's the president again, got tagged again, different, same timeline, 1 minute earlier. Interpolation, skinwalker.
Mm-hmm.
Same concept, same science. Same thing, LAPD getting tagged. Here's a friend, he lives 30 miles north of me. He records the helicopters, gets tagged. Video in the desert, interpolation. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Here's a famous TV person. I forget her name. Camellia something. She's with her parents, I think in Brazil in the Andes or something. She records a dragon flies by. They're everywhere.
We've all probably been visited by these little critters, you know.
Here is something that resembles a tic tac. I don't know what this is. It's not a dragon. It's something like a cigar, a tic tac. I see those once in a while.
Are rods, or could they be a family of the rods?
Could be a family of the rods. Yeah, I don't see them a lot. Oh, check this out. So the Blue Angels, they love to fly with the Blue Angels.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, they were in Orange County, California, the Blue Angels. 20,000 people at the beach. They record the Blue Angels. They put it on YouTube. I watched the YouTube video, and knowing I would find dragons, and there they are. They're about 20 feet over people's heads. Very predictable.
And they're elongated also, it looks like.
Yes, yes, they are. Just very typical, very predictable. There's the plasma jets. Just, I can't.
Yeah. What do you think's inside of them? What's operating them outside of the electrical plasma, Dr. Robert?
That's a great question. Probably two smaller spheres. And I say that based on the technology of the Blitz sphere from 1974 in Florida. Mm-hmm. Remember that sphere? Some guy found it and gave it, was a round ball.
Yeah.
And it moved on its own, and they gave it to the Navy. The Navy did an X-ray, and there were two smaller spheres inside. I think this is similar technology.
It has a way of recording, or you think it's transmitting to some headquarters?
Yeah, and you know what? I have a brand new theory last week. I just learned of something. A lot of people know about this. I just learned about it. There's something called the Dark Knight satellite.
Yes.
And it looks like it's been in orbit for a couple of 100 years.
Well, they said it could be 1,500 years, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking, if these dragons are reconning us, where are they sending the information? I'm going to go logically. They're sending it to the Black Knight.
Okay.
They're not sending it to another solar system. They're giving it to the Black Knight.
And also, when a UAP or UFO comes in to the atmosphere, they're downloading that same information.
Right.
Or uploading, Dr.
Right.
Robert, I should
there
say.
You
yeah.
Go. Now look at this. Now the one I just showed you, the dragons at the beach. Mm-hmm. Now this is the same picture 2,000 feet away on the other side. Watch the video. 2,000 feet away on the other side. There you go.
It looks like a military transport.
Oh, it is. Yeah, but did you see the dragon?
No, I didn't see it. It was to the right. I guess it went too fast for me.
I know. You know what? Even in slow motion, I still miss them. I'll go to the middle of the screen and I'll stop it. There it is. Right there.
Okay, I see it now. Yeah, it was in the darkened areas. Yeah.
It's easy to miss. Even at 12%, it's easy to miss. These guys are experts at being invisible. So did you follow?
Yeah, I saw it. It went up. Yes.
2,000 feet away where the pier is, somebody is pointing their camera in the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
So people say, can you record this from two angles, triangulate? Yeah, that's easy. Yeah. All right, let's keep moving because I want to give your viewers their money's worth.
Okay.
Hey, there goes the TV. There goes the TV. It's on. Timeline 611. All right, I got you.
Okay. They're monitoring, huh?
Yeah, we told them what's going on, right? That
yeah.
It just starts to type whenever I do these UFO podcasts. Let me just document it so I can find
your TV is off?
It is off. It
really?
Is not unplugged, but it is off.
Yeah, my TV plays tricks on me too. Channel changing and everything.
You want me to pull it out right now and show you the video?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do it. I'm one for disclosing everything, basically.
Yeah,
Let's be transparent. Yeah.
transparent.
Yeah. In which the government, it's not transparent,
Okay.
and disclosure is a drip. So what else are we to do except we have to find out things for our own? And the people listening to this show, I hope you're enjoying this. This is all new to me too, and to find out that these little boogers are all over the place.
You know
Just,
what? By the way, um, if any of your viewers are really smart computer people, maybe you can tell me what all this texting is. So let me get this video real fast because
okay.
let me pull this up because I know it's like you want to see results and I get that. So
Do you have your computer hooked up your TV?
same Wi-Fi.
Same Wi-Fi, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same Wi-Fi.
But the TV shouldn't be doing that though. Yeah.
No. And why does it only do that when I do these podcasts?
Right. I asked Spectrum, my cable and my Wi-Fi supplier, I asked them how come the TV behaves like it does. It just shuts off on its own and then it changes channels on its own. And they said we've never heard of that. And I even called the headquarters of the maintenance people, and they said never heard of it. And one of them said, "Do you believe in ghosts?" I said, I said, yeah. They said, well, maybe that's it. And he wasn't joking, So I said, no, I don't think ghost. I said, there's other things that's happening with me. So not just ghost, but do I believe in? Yes, I believe in dimensional travelers or whatever, and time
Brother,
travelers. And you've
let me
known
just
people.
let me just show you the evidence. I said it was 611, so ta-da! What's that? Let me so it's going to be there for a second.
It may be smart enough to probably block you from doing this. I saw a little bit of the text.
Okay, here we go. To turn on your TV, try saying, I don't even know how to, honest to God, I do not know how to turn on my TV by talking to it.
Try
It is,
saying turn on the TV. So
try. TV, turn on. TV, turn on. No, I tried it.
so
Okay,
that app is not hooked up probably. Yeah.
money, something money, get in here if you are still money to work. What was I even saying? Do you remember like, what is this? What is this?
Yeah. Money get here if you are still money to work.
Okay, I'm going to give a review. I'm going to give your viewers their money's worth. That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I was going to give them their money's worth to work their
Right.
ATV, their TV. So please, Dave, your viewers, you tell me, should I be concerned?
Uh things are happening to me with my TVs, and things happen in my house. I because extraterrestrials, there also there's paranormal things that goes on with them, and they mess with my TV a lot. Like I said, they turn it off, they turn it on, and then they change the channels. And it just so happens that the one day we were just a couple of weeks ago, the wife and I were sitting in the living room watching TV, and it changed back to the channel that she liked. And then we looked at each other and said, did you touch the remote? And I said, no, the remote was in the way in the middle of us and neither one of us handled it. So yeah, that stuff happens. And just like you said, it could be these orbs or these things that are watching us that could be controlling our electronics. It's probably the ETs that's controlling everything. Scientists say we live in in a matrix. So I don't know, Dr. Robert.
Right, right. Okay, that's fair. I'm just going to do a quick screenshot
Mm-hmm.
because I don't have time to keep researching this.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so it's and you only do it when I do these. I'm just going to call it TV text.
Yeah.
Text with Dave
And
podcast.
on my show, you're welcome to show us all this stuff, and because it's fascinating. And like I said, I've shared it with my viewers that they do play with my TVs and my electronics. They brighten the lights real bright. You think the light's going to blow out. It gets so bright. And then you look at it, you say, oh no, I'm looking for an explosion anytime. But it doesn't. It stays, it lights up about 4 times brighter than what the light bulb is. And I looked up, I said, oh no, it's going to explode. It doesn't. So I don't know what it is. The electronics they mess with. You said these things operate on plasma electricity. Well, anything that we run with electricity, they're going to get involved in it, Dr. Robert. That's no doubt. And they're tracking you, they're tracking me, they're tracking a lot of people. We're just not we're not the chosen few. There's a lot of people that are being tracked, maybe all of humankind. It's just like 50% of the people are abducted. They don't even realize it. So by ETs. So Dr. Robert, you had a
I'm
video.
sorry. I'm sorry. Can you see this picture? I just want to make sure you can still see. Can
No,
you see this?
no, no,
Oh,
you
no.
you must have turned it off.
Oh, shucks. Okay, let me get back because your viewers want to see this stuff. I'm sorry. Um, Come on, share, share, share.
Yeah, there you go. You're on share.
Okay. All right, let's just start right here. I'm sorry not to cut you off, but like I said, your viewers,
Oh yeah, this I'm doing this all for the viewers. They need to see this stuff, and they're curious. They'll love these pictures. Yeah, that's what was that? That was neat.
look at this. Is the LAPD.
Mhm.
That came pretty close.
Yeah.
That was that was pretty close.
Hmm.
Yeah. More LAPD.
Yeah.
All you got to do is fly over Marina Del Rey. We've seen that one. Oh, here's a good one. Um,
That's a birdie there.
yeah, this is a hawk.
Hmm.
I was just recording the hawk. I wasn't recording anything else.
But
But
they
when you
even track the birds.
once in a while, because birds are such amazing pilots, it was windy. I wanted to see, he was hovering. The wind was about 30 miles an hour and he wasn't moving. And I was impressed. It's like, wow, these guys can fly.
Yeah, they can take those updrafts and stay up there for a long time.
They
Also, you've seen these videos on the planes that's stopping in midair, like a glitch in the matrix. Uh,
parallax.
yeah.
So so there's two concepts. So in order for a plane to stay in the sky, it has to be going 150 miles an hour,
Yes. Hmm.
or the headwind has to be going 150 miles an hour to keep it floating in the sky.
Loft. Yeah, staying aloft. Yeah.
So what we're looking at right here, I think this is a triangle because when you interpolate it, you see how it sways to the right equally. That is a triangle ship.
Hmm.
Those are not three orbs. Those are not three dragons. It's perfectly swayed to the right and to the left. So that is a giant, giant triangle. And there's the date 2 years ago.
Wow.
Airplanes are easy. Oh, airplanes get tagged all the time. I have a lot of those. Another LAPD. Uh, Look at this. Blue Angels coming out of the water right here. Coming out of the water and flying up to the camera, getting closer and closer.
That looks
Anyone?
like lightning there up in the upper.
No, those are jet trails
Oh, I see.
from the air show.
Yeah.
The air.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Very predictable. Chicago. They love Chicago. 2016. Uh,
Oh,
Blue
I
Angel. Bye
see the
bye.
plasma jets coming out.
Look at this.
Yeah.
This
That's
is this
that's
is
where you got the idea of dragonflies. Yeah.
yeah. These right. These had to be dragonflies, right?
Yeah. That's what you would think. Academically, you would think that way. But
Yes, and I get that. And I get that all these experts that are out there, 10,000 experts. It's okay to think these are bugs,
Yeah.
but it's not okay to think that 4 years from now. It's irresponsible.
Hmm.
So look at you. You have an open enough mind to like show me. You're saying, Robert, show me the evidence.
Hmm.
Just show me the evidence. I'll say that's fair. I'll show you the evidence.
Right.
Oh, this is ridiculous. This is me. I go to Costco. I actually buy the TV I'm looking at right now. So I put it in my truck. You see down here
Hmm.
with the white box, that's the TV. It's in my truck. And I tell my nephew, because the LAPD is behind me. So I tell my nephew, Eric, turn on your camera. There's a 20% possibility I'm going to record a dragon right now. And that's what happened.
Hmm.
I said, and on the video, I said, if you look behind me, you will see a dragon fly by. And it did.
Right.
Is that ridiculous?
You think maybe, some people like CE5 groups actually teach people how to attract UFOs or UAPs. I say UFOs. I'm sticking to that because I've seen six up close, but they actually say they can draw those to them. And I had a guest on it belonged with the CE5 groups, and he went and he saw these orbs and he saw these lights in his room, and they learned how to meditate and attract them. And I think it's consciousness also. Dr. Robert, do you think you are attracted to these things because maybe they know your consciousness? And
Yeah,
we don't, they don't have to talk about it, but you've had some experiences with UFOs and ETs in the past also.
I did in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
did Pleiades, Billy Meyer's case, Switzerland. I
Hmm.
did 83, 84. It was all good. It was all good. I met with one of the pilots. Her name is Minera. I talked to her a little bit. I did some out of body. I got some information on Area 51. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
but I,
no, we didn't talk about this earlier, but you were in Switzerland. Is that where Billy Meyer is at?
yeah,
That's
I
yeah.
went out of body. I went out of body. That's where Billy Myers is.
Okay. And you talked to this lady pilot that he saw. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her name
Through
Minera.
yeah, lucid dreams or regressed dreams are phenomenal. You know.
Yeah, it was like that. But I'm moving forward on the newest breakthrough.
Right.
I don't want to. I respect the millions of people in the past who did all this UFO research.
Right.
So I'm using that research and I'm building forward.
On now
With,
the two bright spots we're looking at, Dr. Robert, those are sun glares.
yeah, sun glares. But more importantly, you see this image, this like
Right.
chevron
Right. Hmm.
here, here, here. So what's going on? I'm watching video at random. Again, the format is I punch in jets over Dallas, jets over New York, jets over anything. Because if there are jets over a city, most likely they're chasing UFOs. And except if you're in a military city like San Diego.
Right.
Okay. I'm not going to look at video. You could, I'm sure jets over San Diego do get tagged.
Right.
In this case, I'm looking at this guy on his motorcycle. He's going down the highway. And this is Edwards Air Force Base, Palmdale, California. 3 F-18s fly over his head, 200 feet over the ground. So when you look at that video, you go, wait a minute, why would 3 F-18s do that? Unless they were chasing a UFO dragon. So I slowed down the video and this is what I found. This is what they were chasing. My logic was correct.
That was, you said, a chevron shape.
Yeah, this is a chevron. This is like really rare, really rare. It could be a dragon, uh, but it's definitely a UAP, and it was being chased by 3 F-18s. I might have that video. That's the fire department, twin dragons. Look at this, 2 jets over downtown Los Angeles. That's not normal.
Mm-hmm.
So if there are jets over, again, it's free video on YouTube. So I punch in jets over Los Angeles. I look at it. If there are jets over Los Angeles, just look for the dragon. Look at the dragon. He came off the ground and shot away.
Yeah.
Very predictable. I can't stress it enough. Let's go forward because your viewers, here's that motorcycle thing again. Oh, here's the Navy Seahawk. He gets tagged again.
Yeah. I thought I saw something right under him.
Right there.
Yeah.
It's moving at 12%.
There you go. Yeah.
There it is. Very predictable. Twin dragons, that only happens 5% of the time. Look at this, Earth drone. See this Earth drone dragon right here?
Mm-hmm.
He gets tagged. There's the interpolation.
Mm.
I don't know whose Earth, that was a $20,000 Earth drone. I don't know who was doing that.
Wow.
Let's see, the Seahawk again, the Navy. Yeah, this is the Thunderbirds in Utah. Look at this thing comes off the ground. It's a white and a black orbs. Here's the black orbs.
Yeah.
Here's the white orbs. They chase it all the way to the top. This is how easy it is. So you take your camera, you hold it landscape, you zoom in halfway, you record for 30 seconds. Later, if you become an expert, you can go out and get a camcorder. I got my camcorder on eBay. It's a $4,000 camcorder, Panasonic X1000. I did not pay $4,000. I paid $1,000. This is what you do. You look for, I like the Panasonic. So you look for the Panasonic X1000 for about $1,000, but ask the seller how many hours are on the camera. You want under 20 hours. I just bought a new one with 3 hours. That's a brand new camera.
Right.
I paid $1,000 for a $4,000 camera. That's what you do. But that's later if you want to become more serious. I'll talk to you. Check out my channel, Custodian File. Please subscribe. Talk to me. I'll keep you in the loop.
There you go.
I mean, I can't make it any easier.
No.
The Channel 4 news choppers, believe me, the news people know. How do I know they know? 2 years ago, they were parked in front of my house. They were doing a story in the neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
They actually said, Robert, can we interview you? We want to do a story in the neighborhood. I said, I got a better idea. My wife is right here. She's prettier than I am. Interview her. Put her on TV. So they did. They put her on live TV. Now, after it was done, I walked up to the news lady, ABC News, and I said, let me show you this picture. It is a ABC News chopper interpolation getting tagged by a UFO. Why don't you take this picture, go show it to your boss? I never heard back. So I put this in their hand.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I give lectures at the Air Force Base on these UAPs.
Really?
March.
So they're accepting what you're saying and doing, right?
100%.
Great.
100%.
That's a good start right there. Could you show us that one that you showed earlier with the portal? Can you show that, or you can't?
Yeah, I can do that. Look, here's the president again getting tagged. Yeah, you're talking about the wormhole, right?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Let me see if I can. Did you just hear that X band go off? Did you just hear that?
I heard something like
X band. That was the radar on my camera. It just went off. X band.
Okay.
Airliners are very easy. Very easy. Same thing, just helicopters. Oh, I went to the Long Beach. There were races. The Toyota raced something last year.
Right.
I'm standing on the roof of the Hilton. The helicopters are flying over me. I record the helicopters. I get new dragon video.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's 90% predictable.
And that's a dark one. Do you think some are larger than others?
You
No,
know,
they're all about
here's
the
the moon
same.
getting, yeah, yeah, they're 10 inches or inch, they're 1 inch apart, no more than 10 inches when they're flying. The blimp gets tagged. I am going to show you the wormhole. I'm not
Okay,
stalling.
that's okay.
I'm
That's
just,
okay. No, you, I didn't know
I'm
you had
trying to,
more of these.
I'm trying to give your viewers their money's worth here.
Right. Well, yeah, some people need more visual than others to believe.
Here's some birds. Here's some birds. I interpolated the bird. So just to put things in perspective, so people say, oh, those are birds. Uh, no, here's a no-fly zone. This was the Super Bowl last year. No-fly zone. Nothing is allowed in the sky except this blimp.
Right.
I zoom in on the blimp. He gets tagged. Homeland Security was really mad about this because they said they don't want nothing for a 30-mile radius, 60-mile diameter. Now, when the president comes to Los Angeles, it is half that. It is a 15-mile radius, nobody in the sky. But the Super Bowl, they said 30-mile radius, 60-mile diameter, nobody in the sky except this blimp. The
Mm.
blimp comes along, he gets tagged.
They must be
What
collecting information very fast. That must be an intelligence that we can't understand.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
The speed of light,
Yeah.
at the speed of light.
It just tells you how intelligent the ET races really are compared to us.
These guys, they're not playing. They're not playing around. I'm jealous.
It
To
lets me know that there's more control by the ETs than what we ever dreamed. That they're not only amongst us and they fly around, you see the orbs, but they're all over the place with these little guys. It's just that is a scary thought that you think every time you fly or every time you're looking around, these things are buzzing around you and you don't even know it unless you have the types of cameras that you're talking about.
correct. The assumption is Google says there's 197 million square miles on Earth. 100, let's just say 200 million square
Mhm.
miles. I am assuming there's one dragon per square mile.
Hmm.
That means there's 200 million dragons flying around.
Wow, that's quite an operation.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I'm at this point, I'm also assuming they're just sending it all back to the Black Knight. Two Apaches over the Jetty Rocks. You fly over the Jetty Rocks, you get tagged.
mhm. And you don't have to be. You can be under that 150-foot range, right?
It makes it harder, but if you're a helicopter like the Apaches, they do make exceptions. But here's the Paracel. I'm waiting for it to get to 150, but it got tagged before. We've seen that one. That's a vertical. Look at that. These are vertical launches. That's one
Mhm.
of the 5 observable. Remember the 5
Right,
observables?
right, mhm,
Vertical lift
right.
without. Here it is. You want video? That's a yeah. That's a Black Hawk.
Mhm.
Again, the fire department with the birds getting tagged. Twin. Oh, look at this. The Arkansas. This is a jet. There are 2 jets chasing this dragon. The jet flies by. The dragon comes from behind the bush and takes off in the blink of an eye.
Hmm. So the jets can pick up these dragons if there's a lot of activity.
The jets, evidently, their radar is sophisticated enough to pick up dragons. Yeah, yeah. And they pick them up pretty fast. They pick them up within a 5-second delay. Our jets are pretty good.
Yeah,
They're pretty good. I got to admit, we spent a lot of money,
yeah,
but their radar is pretty decent. I mean, if you can pick up a dragon within 5 seconds, I'm impressed.
yeah.
So the dragon flies over. How did I find this? We saw the guy who recorded it. He posted dragons over in the mountains, dragons over the mountains. That's how I found it.
Yeah.
Chicago again. Delaware, a couple Apaches just flying down. People just post their Apache videos. They don't even know they're posting dragons. Look at this. This is classic. I want you to memorize the silhouette. This is classic, especially this guy right here. Classic.
That's got two jet streams.
It's two. Yeah. Yeah. Where did Frank? Oh, my dog just got lost. Just 1 second.
Okay. I hope everybody enjoys this as much as I do. It's fascinating, something new to me, actually being researching for so long, most of my life, being involved. But this is something really tremendous, and I hope everybody gets a good eye shot of these things and know what they are. We don't know what they are, but we do know that what their purpose is, and there's a higher intelligence that owns them and operates them. It's not us, and it's not a human mechanical machine at all. We don't have that type of sophistication. Is that right, Dr. Robert?
You know, at any given moment, if America is ahead of Russia and China, we're ahead by 1%.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes you technological. That's what gives you your advantage. 1%. This is not 1% technology. This is this is no less than 500 years in the future, no less.
Right.
So this is important. This is a good silhouette. So please remember this, because this will come up again. And I want you to, okay, what do we have here? We have an Osprey. We have,
Battleship?
no, we have a yacht.
Oh, it almost looked like a battleship.
Yeah, no, I do have that video too.
Yeah.
I do have that video. Evidently, people in the UK are taking this very serious, and they have been sending over their yachts to investigate this. Let's see, Chicago, more Chicago. I haven't forgot about the wormhole. This is the vice president getting an escort by the highway patrol, the white and blue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the vice president comes to Los Angeles airport. She gets an escort. When he flies over my roof, I record the helicopter. So the helicopter is reconning the vice president, and the dragons are reconning the helicopter.
Okay. Just
look at this air show in Canada. Look at this. Look what flew in. I don't even know what that is. That's not a dragon. That's not a drone. That is a ship.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It looks a little different than what your dragons appear.
Right. One of a kind. One of a kind. I must have watched 1,000 videos on YouTube. One of a kind here. I just want to share that with your viewers.
Yeah, that's a chevron shape, right?
Yeah, chevron.
Yeah.
I think these things are from our future. You know, if you psychically read this picture, I just psychically sense that they're from our future. This is, at least that's what I'm reading.
Well, yeah, you know about you knew people who knew about time travel. So
I had the real deal. I had a Glenn Falkenstein, telepathic psychic, and he was friends with time travelers. So I'm kind of in that circle. So if I say I think it's from the future, it probably is.
Yeah.
Who do we have here? Oh, this is the. These are just regular two Chinooks.
Right. They look like Chinooks. Yeah.
Twin dragons. Coast Guard getting tagged. That is the police. Banners get tagged. Coast Guard again. Ospreys. Oh shoot. Okay. Now you're really going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
Chicago. Those are the Blue Angels in Chicago, 2012. I don't know what this is. I found it in a video. I do not know. So I'll leave it up to your viewers. If some of your viewers are psychic or if you can remote view, you tell me. I do not know. Look at the top. I interpolated it. I think this guy's got like a dome helmet,
Right. It looks like a dome
something
helmet. And
looks
there's
like,
something strapped to his back, and
yeah,
his two legs are hanging down,
that's what I'm interpreting.
and he's got a white suit. Yeah.
I don't, you tell me. If you
I
just think,
A
if you,
Michelin Man is what we talked about earlier, and I got pictures of Michelin Man in my house, and they're white suits with concentric rings around them. Of course, you can't see the concentric rings from this shot, but you can imagine that they could be, that the infamous Michelin Man that I've actually got pictures of. So
this kind of would look like that, a concentric. Yeah, this
yeah.
kind of could be it. I don't know, guys. Maybe it's somebody took their t-shirt off and threw it in the air. I'm open to anything.
But you said it come from the ground up.
Yeah, it came from the ground up. Edit. So 6 frames, that's 1/10 of a second.
What could travel that fast? The T-shirt thrown in the air is not going to travel that fast, Doctor Robert.
No, it's not. Certainly
No.
not.
Yeah. So
No,
this comes under the category of unknown.
unknown.
Yeah.
Blue Angels, again, Orange County, California, interpolated. Anyone can do this, not just me. The only mystery here, Dave, is why is Marina Del Rey infested? It is. It's
Yeah.
infested, and we do not know.
What?
We know that because the Army and the Pentagon is here every day.
Right. Well, you also said that it's second largest marina in North America.
No, the first.
Or
It's the second largest in the world, the first largest in America. Uh, so we don't know. There's something in the ocean here. There's
yeah,
something in the ocean.
there's a base, they say, outside of LA.
33 miles north of me at Malibu. Yes.
Yeah.
And that Malibu base is only 5 miles from Point Mugu Naval Base. And that base is off limits. It's 400 feet underwater, and the Navy says it's restricted. You cannot go there.
Hmm.
You cannot go.
Is that an ET base or a human base?
Why would the Navy tell you you are not allowed to scuba dive and check this out? What?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
it's secret. It's a secret base, is what it is.
Everything's a secret. I
Yeah,
just
everything. Yeah,
so my camera was really lucky. I zoomed into infinity. A dragon flew by. You see the orange.
right.
So after a lot of analysis, I've concluded that these things are running on electricity and they're utilizing hydrogen ions.
Okay. What is
And
the actual color? Red, Dr. Robert, that you picked up?
it's more orange because I'm going to show you other orange dragons.
Well,
And the thing is,
a lot of people see orange orbs. Could they be the same, Dr. Robert?
yeah, they are. They are. And the reason is if they're running on electricity and they're extracting electricity from hydrogen plasma with an electric current turns orange.
Okay.
Okay, so when you see these things at night, and they had red lights, white lights, orange lights, so, and some people said, if UFOs are so advanced, why do they have lights? Great, legitimate question. So they are not lights, they are colors. So don't ever describe UFOs with lights, just colors.
Could they be propulsion systems also?
Yes, so the colors, they're saying to us what kind of fuel they are operating on. If they were white, hydrogen plasma gives off a white color. So maybe this will help us in our knowledge of advancement here.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're seeing orange, I'm going to show you some other orange. Look at these 3 Chinooks getting tagged.
Right.
That's when we had good weather. The weather is just really weird now. It's like someone doesn't want us to have good weather. It's really
Yeah.
odd.
Well, they said the governments can control the weather.
Yeah, something weird. All year we've had this overcast.
Mhm.
And I'm telling people come out Marina Del Rey Labor Day weekend so we can capture these dragons. Because I'm assuming we're going to have clear weather. I don't know. I'm taking my chances.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, knowing today with the weather, it's not a climate change. Actually, I there's a lot of people who are saying it's not the natural climate change we're going through, where the government is actually manipulating the weather. That's what some people are saying. I don't know for sure. I can't say for sure, Dr. Robert, but your thoughts on that?
If you had unlimited money, wouldn't you want to manipulate the weather? Say you had this, whatever, this paradigm where you want to control the world and you had unlimited money. Yeah,
Mhm.
you want to control the weather. I get it. I'm
Yeah.
not saying I agree with it. I don't agree with it, but I understand the dark psychology of it.
Right. Well, there's people wanting to control this planet right now, and we know basically what levels they are. You know, the world's richest, the banks, uh, BlackRock, Vanguard. Uh,
Yeah.
they're, they're very wealthy. So we don't know what's
Look at
going
these
on.
birds, a flock of birds.
Yeah.
They fly over the jetty rocks. I knew what would happen. He gets tagged by one dragon, two dragons. Yeah,
Wow.
so it doesn't matter if you're a bird, a kite, a paracel, an earth drone, especially if you fly over the jetty rocks. The jetty rocks, as their dragons are telling us, you stay away from here.
Yeah.
This is where the government dropped a submarine in the water for 1 hour. It was underwater for 1 hour. I do have those videos and pictures.
Hmm.
Everything I say, I have a video for.
Yeah.
If it's a theory, I'll tell you it's a theory.
Yeah. Do you think we have any modern ray guns, or not ray guns, but ray devices that can pick up these things real quick and shoot, with a ray?
I have that picture.
You do.
By the way, this is the picture I showed the Air Force. I
Mhm.
showed them all my interpolations. But when they saw this picture, they said, Robert, when can you come? When can you give the lecture?
Yeah.
Now, what is it about this picture that just jumps?
It's probably the varying colors of white, and then it goes dark. And it looks like they're shooting that plasma and for propulsion. They're interested in the propulsion of these things.
Yeah, well, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Um, okay, so I'm jumping around here. I'm going to show you the laser energy weapon that they shot a dragon with, and then I'm going to show you the wormhole. So please,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to avoid any questions. More flocks of birds,
No,
more
no, no.
flocks of birds.
Yeah, I just I love it all. It's okay with me.
Area 51 getting tagged. So Area 51 is the desert. What are
Yeah.
dragons doing in the desert?
Yeah.
Uh, zigzags,
Yeah.
zigzag paracel getting tagged. Um, coming off the ground on the right, tagging the Coast Guard. Coming off the ground again. Uh, Blue Angels in Orange County getting tagged. Oh, here it is. Here's your picture. You said, do we have an energy weapon? Yeah. August 6th, 2018 at 11:51 in the morning, this Black Hawk came by. He shot this dragon. The dragon became disoriented. Now you know what a regular dragon looks like by now.
Yeah.
So does this look like a regular dragon?
No, it does. It looks like it dropped off the. It's not. It's very vague there. It looks like it's lost a lot of its power.
It got shot. It's descending. It's descending. It's using its AI. It's using all the mathematics and calculus in the universe to recover. It plateaus here for 6 frames. 6 frames is 1/10 of a second. So it descends for 1/10 of a second. It plateaus for 1/10. It descends again for like 1/10, and then it plateaus. Now, what I'm not showing you at this point on the right side, my roof camera picked up a second dragon that came in from a mile away. It came in and it rescued this guy.
Really?
So the second dragon rescued the first dragon. They flew off, and I have all that on video. This is a video, interpolations are made by videos, very time consuming.
Well, that also demonstrates our technology where they were at, and it's probably more advanced now after 5 years.
So to speak to that, I'm disturbed that we actually have the technology to disable a UFO. I'm puzzled. I'm very puzzled. I'm surprised. I'm speechless. So I can tell you this, in the last 5 years, I do not have another video like that. So I am assuming that we punched them in the face, we hit them with an energy weapon. They adapted to our energy weapon. And that's why I do not have a video ever since.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming this is the last lucky shot we will get.
Yeah, because they didn't anticipate that technology, that's for sure. If they're that intelligent, they can actually think that through. Wow, amazing.
Right. This is the last lucky shot for now until I get another. But this is it. Yeah. This
Mhm.
poor dragon, he got T-boned and it worked.
Wow.
It worked. So I'll tell you what, let's now go to the wormhole
Okay. Yeah,
because,
and we should be just about finishing up because we've been.
yeah, I'm trying to show you 6 years of research.
I
So,
know, I know. Actually, we can actually do another show sometime soon.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. The time is now, so let's
yeah.
get it out there. Please tell a friend. Palmdale, where are you, Palmdale? Palmdale, Palmdale. So Palmdale, California, Edwards Air Force Base, 2017. The Blue Angels are just flying around. They're practicing. They have their cameras on, and the pilot's flying upside down. Here's a reflection of his helmet right here. What you'll see, a wormhole will open. Some dragons will fly out. They'll assess if it is safe. They'll tell the UAP behind in the wormhole, it is safe, come on out. You will see it all for yourself. You tell me. Here it comes. I'll replay it.
Okay, yeah, that was real time, right?
No, 12%.
Oh,
Look at that.
yeah,
Let me try to, let me stop it when the wormhole is opening.
yeah. Now, people watching, the wormhole is actually looks like a part of the cloud, like a little funnel cloud that comes out. There it is.
Yeah, like a curtain being pulled back.
Yeah,
You see
and
that?
then yeah, and then you see something bright at the end of it.
Like a lightning bolt, a
Yeah.
flash of energy from that dimension to this dimension.
Hmm.
There it is. It
Yeah,
happens
yeah.
so good.
There. And what shape is that UFO?
Let me
Oh,
enlarge it
yeah, it looks
using
like
my
cinnamon. Oh,
360. There it is.
yeah.
What do you think? Does that look like a bird to you?
No, it's not no word. It's
What did they tell us in the 60s? Swamp gas.
right. Yeah. You
So
can
I
you can
don't know.
actually see some bright plasma
Yeah,
shooting off to the side. Two
that's what I'm.
dots. Yeah.
That's what I'm. And all these little black dots are dragons. They're escorts.
Okay.
Can you
Amazing.
imagine theoretically if these things are escorts or if they're bodyguards?
Hmm.
Can you imagine what how much damage they could inflict if they want to?
Yes. That they must be. They must have some kind of defensive mechanism also in case they had to use them as a defense. They must have some kind of heat ray also with that technology they have.
Yeah,
Something plasma ray or something. They
right.
use plasma. Yeah.
Now remember the guy at the motorcycle going down
Right.
and he gets buzzed.
Hmm.
Here, let me try to. I should have edited this short version.
Yeah, that kind of looks like Nevada, doesn't
I think it's actually Palmdale too. It could be Nevada, but I think they said they were in Palmdale. Here, let me see if I buzz, buzz. Okay, Jet One. Here we go. I want you to know I'm just not making this stuff up here. Here comes the first jet. So can you imagine you're going down the highway and let's see. Oh,
yeah,
that
yeah,
was the dragon. Okay, let's look for the jet. Okay, here we go. Here comes the first jet.
yeah,
I'm like, what is a jet doing coming down a highway? All right. So you obviously he's chasing the UFO.
right.
And look at these jets. They're only 10 seconds apart. Look how they train these pilots. This is awesome. They train our pilots to run and you get in the air faster than the speed of light. Look at that. That's impressive. I gotta take my hat off. Um,
The dragons are impressed too, I guess.
they must have been having fun. Okay, real time. You wanted to see what it looks like in real time with the wormhole, and I'll tell you where to find this too. Okay, real time. Let me turn the speaker on.
Yeah, happens
Here it
really
is.
quick. Yeah,
And if you pay really close attention, it makes a click. The audio inside the fuselage picks up the click sound. Maybe you'll hear it this time. You hear that little click like two pencils?
yeah.
Yeah, it happens 8% of my videos. It makes a click. It makes that click sound. Let me see. Maybe I have it here in slow motion. Maybe you'll hear the click here. There it is.
Hmm. Wow. Yeah.
That's it.
And did the pilots see the
No,
UFO? They probably didn't notice the wormhole, but they
no.
probably noticed the. They,
First of all, you're upside down, and the
yeah,
wormhole's there for what, 1/10 of a second?
right.
Not a chance.
Yeah,
Not a chance.
that's amazing.
Here, you want to go back to some interpolations?
Well, yeah. If you got any different ones, something
Yeah,
that's
I do. Well, I have 400. I'm trying to.
I know you got so many that yeah,
Pretty good.
all
Uh,
this research. Yeah,
let me tell you what. Let me use a different search window. I just want to show you the zigzag. I'll ask the computer only show me zigzag interpolations because there's a couple here that just blow your mind. There's a good one.
hmm,
Uh, there's a zigzag. There's a U-turn.
yeah,
There's a nice show off. Another zigzag. Another one. Look at this one. That's my
yeah.
best one.
Looks like it's arching.
If you count the dragons, so it's about 20 dragons up, 20 down. That's 2/3 of a second.
Wow.
2/3. Who can fly like that?
Yeah, and that's why we really can't see them unless you have this spatial photography.
Not a not a chance.
Yeah,
Nobody's going to ever see these.
right.
So I encourage your viewers, take your phone out, start recording helicopters. Don't give up on your first video. Again, I have people sending me video all over the world now. I had a lady from Canada yesterday. She sent me 10 videos. She went to the airport in Montreal. She sent me 10 dragon videos. It's it's happening.
Hmm.
It's happening.
Right.
These are not my videos. I mean, these are not my dragons. So if you're the government, I can't help you. I can't.
They belong to somebody we don't even know. Yeah.
Look at that. I'm driving down the street. I pull over. Look at this zigzag.
Wow.
Yeah. So All right, we'll stop it there because I know everybody wants to go have dinner and relax and take this in. This is too much information. I get that. And
Yeah,
I
but
thank
they,
your viewers
yeah,
again for the open mind and the curiosity and, even the faith. But
yeah.
hopefully I presented enough evidence. If this was a court of law and I showed you this, if you were a juror, would you be convinced?
Yes, I'd be convinced there's something unexplained that we don't know what exactly it is, that you call it a dragon. It's an intelligent drone, a ET drone. That's what I would say if I was a juror. I'd say, yeah, it's ET extraterrestrial related and it's coming from Earth, but they're like you said, some of the tasks that they have guiding in UAPs or UFOs, guiding them in through wormholes, protecting them, or putting out some kind of a protection shield for these things. That's a good observation. That is.
Thank you. Well, I have other video too that proves that.
Yeah.
The Canada video, that Chevron,
Mm-hmm.
he was being escorted by a dragon.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we'll call the after a couple hours of this, and we've covered a lot of material. Hope that you're happy with this, Dr. Robert, and I'm happy that you come on the show. It's been fascinating. Even before we started, we got into some exchanges on pictures and videos and stuff. But I'd like to be working with you some more and doing another show with you and finding out how all this is going. I want to keep track of this. This is very interesting, and I know you're gonna keep researching. I know that. And ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for watching and tuning in for this show. It'll probably be released tomorrow on the 30th, and it's been recorded today on the 29th of August, but we'll have it out tomorrow. And you've been listening to Dr. Robert Shiepe, and my name's Dave Emmons, and it's been the Strange Reality Show, and everybody has on Facebook has been tuning into us, and I appreciate that. And we hope that we can enlighten people. And Dr. Robert, I think, has presented his case very well. And I just would like to have, if you want to, I guess, talk to Dr. Robert, you said they can go to your email or they can.
Email at custodianfile@gmail.
Okay. And right here also you can leave comments, and I'm sure I will share a link with Dr. Robert Shiepe, and he'll see your comments and be able to answer your comments on the show. I'd like to thank you very much from the Dave Emmons Strange Reality Show, Dr. Robert Shiepe. Thank you so much for the very enlightening interview and pictures and videos. Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you. God bless. Thank you.